morning in a bed that's too small. Drive my daughter to a school that's too expensive. And then I go to work to a job for which I get paid too little.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
You're waking up with the Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
Good morning and welcome into the Morning App here on 90.5 WASU. I'm Joshua alongside Katie, Dovy, and newcomer. Hi, Justin.
Top of the morning to you.
How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic now that you're here, and the rest of you too as well. But we do have a lot to come here in the show. We have Real or Fake News, our favorite game. Of course, Katie is the one asking us the Real or Fake News headline, so she will not play and have the stress of winning or losing. We will need a new, whoever loses thing. I don't know what you call it. Punishment.
True.
Punishment.
That is true.
And which we always suck at coming up with. So if anyone has any suggestions at all, please go to our Facebook page, The Morning App, and please let us know. But we do have that. We have some zodiac sign relationship stuff. Not that I know anything about that. But first of all, I want to ask you guys, have you ever had puppies of any kind? Or you or your family?
Yes.
How was that experience?
I actually had a puppy in high school. I was probably 15. We had friends that had German Schnauzers, and they would breed them. And they gave me one for free. It was really cute. It was like a toy Schnauzer. Really nice dog. Really, like, ditzy kind of dog. But I remember, oh my gosh, having this puppy was the hardest thing. I actually made the decision to, like, give it to a family that already had Schnauzers because I just couldn't handle it.
You couldn't handle the puppy.
No, but the thing is, I was able to realize that I couldn't handle it, you know? I think there are a lot of people that just keep dogs and then they can't handle it, and then the dog doesn't have, like, the happiest life that it could. So that's what I was thinking about. I was like, let me give it to a family that already has 2 more Schnauzers, a big backyard, and that way I can grow up and then really think about whether or not I'm ready to have a dog, you know?
Why am I picturing, like, if you ever got, like, a kid and you're just sitting there, you're like, you know what? I just don't think I could do it. And you just leave it on a doorstep. You're like, oh, that's a nice yard over there. I'm just going to leave my kid there.
Yeah, but it was tricky because, it would whine a lot. It just demands a lot of time, I had and I just didn't have the time to do it.
It's just ridiculous because my family got 2 puppies towards the end of last year and over the summer. 2 little puppies, and they are nonstop bundles of energy, and they don't understand the concept of discipline or what they're supposed to do and not do. And my girlfriend's roommate also has a little puppy, and it's just nonstop. We'll be sitting in the apartment, and we just hear from the other room, Nala, no. And then, like a smack, Nala, no, every 3 seconds, because that dog does not understand what is happening. And apparently you're not supposed to hit your dogs or, like, crate them up to punish them or show them discipline. But my question is, what else do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of people, and I don't know if this is just, like, a cat thing or if, like, dogs are included in this too, but, like, the little spray bottles, like, just, like, spray them with water. Because a lot of animals just really hate water for some reason.
That's a good idea, but what if they're perpetually afraid of water then? Like, what if they don't even want to drink water?
That's true.
See, I don't know.
Wait. How would they... Oh, yeah. Actually, no, that's not true. How would they be afraid? Just...
Well,
No, that doesn't make sense.
If the water's spraying them constantly, and then, I don't know, they're licking the water and it hits them in the... Like, I don't know.
But that's, like, survival. Like, they're going to have to get over that. Like, I really don't feel like that's a valid fear.
But what if they enjoy it? They're like... It's refreshing. I don't know.
Just dies of dehydration.
Well, do you? Some dogs are just easier to train than other dogs, though. Like, what kind of? Do you know what type of dog breed that the dog is? If it's a mixture of something.
Honestly, I don't know what breed. I know mine are 2 boxer puppies.
Okay.
And they are
pretty energetic.
That's
No, I feel that. Yeah. I mean, I've heard one method you could do if they bark. It's not necessarily you want to hurt them, but make them feel uncomfortable for doing something or just know what they do is wrong. That's the hard part. If they bark, you want to grab the snout and you want to be really articulate. You want to say, no, don't do that, or just have a routine. I had a friend who was really, really great at training dogs. He had this, like, a He's trained a couple certified dogs, like service dogs. And something he told me was if the dog did anything bad, he would say not for whatever the dog's name is. So his dog's name was Jojo. So he would say not for Jojo. So like if this big dog was trying to bark at her, right, he would hold her back and say, not for Jojo, not for Jojo. And that's the only like command he needed to say for her to be like, okay, I don't need to do this. And then you just have to keep repeating it over time.
Huh.
So even if, so let's say again, he didn't want the dog to lick people, right?
Okay.
Some people don't like to be licked by dogs. So he wanted to train his dog specifically not to go around and lick people. So what he would do is, if she tried to lick him, he would just repeatedly like grab the dog's tongue and say the same thing, like, not for Jojo. And then eventually the dog would know, like, oh, that's that command. It's not like you're dividing the commands up. There's only like, not for Jojo and then good Jojo, you know, or like good don't lick people or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's simplifying the goods and bads because then it gives a dog less things to keep up with.
See, I think the problem with our puppies is we say no to them a lot.
Right.
Like, no. So now when we say no, I think they've confused it with come because they know they're doing something wrong. So when we say no, they just start coming over to us and like looking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we're telling you not to do that. We don't need you here with us. But you can go over there. But if I say no, just stop doing what you're doing. And instead they just keep coming to us and following us around. And we're like, no.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, my question is, if you're in college, how do you find the time to raise a dog? Because to me, that's kind of like a baby, right? A puppy.
It is.
It's like brand new to the world. Like you want to, it's not just, you don't have to just make sure it stays alive. You want to make sure that it's well trained and, you know, it behaves, right? So how do you have time for that in college? Because right now I could not imagine.
I don't think anybody should like have dogs in college. In all honesty, I was like, I went outside the other day and I just saw my neighbor just walking her dog down the street. They only went like 4 blocks and just brought their dog right back. It just makes me sad that like, the dog's like, inside like all day. I'm just like, dude, why?
Because Morgan and I, we took care of a puppy that was from that kind of same situation. Like before, the owners of that puppy, you know, just put her in a crate all the time because they have classes all day. So me and her were like, you know, we're going to make this dog, like, we're going to take it out. We're going to go give it walks and just, you know, have a blast and just tire it out, sure, you know. But when we did that, we would take the dog out to parks. We would, you know, I brought a soccer ball, made sure it would, like, run around, kick it around so it would, like, waste its energy. But it would still be kind of, like, all over the place. Had a lot of stranger anxiety, too. Or I think separation anxiety. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff to keep up with. I mean, I can't imagine having a puppy, but it could be done, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
And that's why when a lot of dogs get along with me, not to say, you know, I'm amazing with dogs, but I think it's because, especially here at college, when like if I see a dog or I'm spending time with a dog, because that dog maybe doesn't get a lot of energy or a lot of attention, I always showed a lot of attention because it's a freaking dog. Like, it's really cool. And I'm always running around with it, and it just becomes attached to me and loves me because I'm actually, like, doing stuff with this dog. And I think that's one of the reasons, you know, why a lot of dogs like me, which I'm very appreciative of. I really like dogs, and I hope that they always do like me. But there are a couple, you know, things you're not supposed to do to your dog. One is hit them. One is crate them. One is apparently pet them on the head, because they don't know that it's coming. And I've actually noticed this when you go to, like, pet a dog on the head, like, it closes its eyes and, you know, like, kind of puts its head down because it doesn't know it's coming. It's, like, I was reading an article, it's like, pet your dog at an angle so it can know that, you know, you're not going to hurt it.
that makes sense.
It does make sense. It's just weird because I also really like just petting their head. Like, good dog. But, I don't know, just go out there and actually Google, you know, what things you're supposed to do and not do for your dog, because there's a lot. You're supposed to maybe put sunscreen on your dog. That's a weird thing I saw that, hey, we need sunscreen, so they do too. Don't know how valid that is, but I did read it, and, I mean, I'm all for it. Get them, you know, that protection that they need from the sun. But here on the Morning App, we are going to be talking about some new smart contact lenses that some companies are making.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App, on 90.5 WASU.
There is a new technology that is upon us.
A new technology has just arrived.
Breaking news. With that little like newspaper swirl thing. I can't even do it. Welcome back to the morning app, and there is a new technology, like I said, but it's also a little bit, I think, scary because privacy is about to be completely gone. If you thought it was gone before, just wait now. To anybody who can afford it once it comes out, I don't know when it's coming out. They're still in development on it right now, but new smart contact lenses are coming out eventually. Obviously, Samsung, Google, and I think Microsoft all have put in patents to, go into this product and really work with it. And the videos that I've seen and the articles that I've read is you can put these contact lenses in, and it's basically like you're a spy from one of those old movies. If you blink, you can take a photo or you can start a video. You can look at an object and then directly like send it to your phone, and it'll Google what that object is. It's
so the blinking thing, is it like every time you blink, or do you have to blink a certain way, like hold it for a few?
I don't know.
I say that's thousands of
every time. That's so many pictures.
That's so
like,
true.
Oh my goodness.
That's why I don't know how you like make it. Maybe you have to double blink. I feel like that would be better if you went like blink to start it, blink.
What if you had something in your eye? There'd just be so many
It's like
pictures.
Spider-Man's web shooter. If you ever thought about how he doesn't like shoot too many webs because he has to do that like that hand signal where he taps. He has to actually double tap it so it doesn't go off every time he makes a fist. So that would make sense.
Okay, that's an argument for another day because I don't know how he's doing that.
But man, that's kind of crazy. I mean, there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons to that. Because if you think about like the long run, with these contact lenses, think about like the potential they could have. I mean, imagine being able to wear contact lenses, right? Someone speaking to you in another language, and then you see right underneath that person the translation.
Subtitles.
You know what I mean?
I didn't think about
that's
that.
Some really cool stuff, and then people can communicate that way. But also, what happens if you're in a business meeting and they don't want any recording devices? What happens if you're in a classroom and they don't want any kind of recording device? Well, and those contact lenses actually help some people with their vision. Like, are you going to take out your contact lenses for the class? It doesn't, because that's what. Before this, they had the Google glasses. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
I heard
back
about
in
them.
the day.
I don't know how they did.
They lasted like a year, maybe.
What was wrong with them?
So that was one of the big problems. I mean, some people had these glasses to be their actual glasses, but they couldn't wear them because they were recording devices. So if they were, I don't know, if they were going into like an immigration interview or something where they couldn't have their own recording device, they had to take them off, but like they can't see. It's just like, it's awkward,
Yeah.
We're not quite there yet with everything else to be able to add that into our lives, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to be able to tell people to get rid of their contacts, and no one's going to know. No one's even going to honestly think about, get away all your recording devices. And some people could potentially have these smart contacts, and you're just not going to think about it.
Yeah.
And then they can record anybody at any moment. You think you're being watched now. Just wait until someone has these contacts, and literally, I could be having a conversation with Justin. He's recording every single thing I say to him right now.
I'm just wondering, like, is there like a storage limit or anything? Like, what happens like if you take too many pictures of your eyeballs?
You can never blink again?
Oh,
Yeah.
You never blink again. Your eyes are just shut.
Yeah, every time you just like
Hold on, I'm out of data. Just like,
You get those annoying iCloud notifications on your eyes.
Oh,
like,
no.
oh my gosh, needs an update. That comes up every other hour, like
Yeah.
update, and you're like, okay, remind me tomorrow,
Everything.
So you never
You're
do
just
it.
sitting there blinking nonstop. Update tomorrow.
Oh gosh.
But I don't think it is a good idea. But that's going to be really dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, no, it'd be really cool to have. I think you're right. If I could just literally sit here and Google something with my eyeball, or look at something and it'd be like, "Hey Google, what's that?" and my eye tells me. But I'm kind of scared that everyone would know every single thing that's ever been said.
Well, the thing is if that becomes the norm to wear contact lenses like that, because it will be. If that's a thing, everybody's going to have them. No, it's going to be very rare for people to say like, no, I'm not going to invest in something like that, because, how many people do you know that don't use smartphones? It's like the norm now. So if these contact lenses become the norm, then social interactions will change forever because you're always going to feel like you're being watched and recorded. So you're going to probably behave very differently, you know?
Yeah.
It could reduce the average amount of times people lie, but it could also make people really fake and inauthentic in the long run. So
Yeah, we're making people very honest, and just at the same time, I don't know. I don't really see. What about the people who don't need contacts? I don't need
I
contacts
guess
or
they
glasses.
just don't have prescription in them. But
Oh, yeah. You just always put something on your eyeball, even though you don't need them.
yeah,
That'd be
I don't
weird.
know. Some people wear glasses without prescriptions in them just because they like the way that glasses look on their face. Like I
My
know,
roommate
like
does
one of my
that.
professors like does that because she says she hasn't worn makeup in like however many years, and she just wears glasses instead.
yeah, my
was
roommate's got glasses exactly like that, but they help. He's like, no, but they help with screen glare, so they kind of make sense. But I just think I
No.
look great in glasses. I'm like, at least you know. You know?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like the way I look in glasses, but I will not. I don't think I could wear them fakely because someone would catch on, and then it'd be like, "Oh, you don't even have a vision any better with these." I'm like, no, I just like the way I look. I guarantee it. But on the other side of the morning app, we have our favorite game, Real or Fake News, here on 90.5 WASU.
Morning App on 90.5 WASU and WASUradio.com.
It is time for the best morning show game here in the high country. Back on the Morning App, we have real or fake news, and this is Justin's first time playing. This is Dovy's first time playing.
This year.
You didn't play last year, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did.
I kept track of the score.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Remember,
How could you forget the scorekeeper?
Howie and I tied, and then Josh had to
See,
Josh had his. Oh, it's a long story, but Josh did have to be. He dunked by like ice cold water, like in the middle of winter here in Boone. So
but I did win.
He did
I wanna put
win,
that for record.
but he was a little overconfident, saying like,
Yeah.
"If
I
you guys
thought-
tie."
Yeah, because I didn't think that would happen. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, you told me that you didn't do Would You Rather last year. That's where I got confused.
That's
I knew
right.
there was one you told me you
That
didn't do.
one.
But you've done it. Justin, you have not. Katie did it on a couple guest appearances as well, and she'll be announcing the headlines today and for the rest of the year. But Justin, how it works is Katie will read a headline and can't give you really any clues, any hints. We can ask like background information, but she can only give us the headline, and you have to, say if you think it's real or fake, if it actually happened or if it's fake. Okay. Really simple, but it's also, you don't know. There's some wacky stories in there. So, without further ado, Katie, are you ready?
I am ready. Okay, so the first headline. Former pilot swears he can still fly, crashes during takeoff.
I got this.
Did he?
Oh,
I
it's
can't
terrible.
ask. I want to know if he survived. I think it's real.
Real.
That was quick, Justin.
well,
no
then-
thought. You're just like real.
Probably just being cocky or something. Probably hasn't like done it in a while.
I'm gonna
Yeah, real.
say it's fake because that just does not sound like a headline to me. Guy who what was it again? Do you mind reading it one more
Yeah.
time? Since
Former
No.
pilot swears he can still fly, crashes during takeoff.
swears he can still fly.
Took an
This just
oath in
sounds something-
church.
Yeah, I don't know. Something.
Swears. He's like, do you swear? I swear.
Why would you?
I don't know. I'm gonna say it's fake. That's
All
gonna
right.
be my.
You ready?
I am.
And it's fake.
Oh!
Why is that fake?
I don't know. It's
That happens all the
Okay,
time.
yeah.
My favorite is Harrison Ford.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That's terrified people. I think when weren't they filming The Force Awakens at the time, and Harrison Ford like accidentally, or he must have crashed his plane in the middle of filming, or was it last? I can't remember which.
See,
movie
I
it
think
was.
no,
Years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, he got hurt in the Millennium Falcon while on set, but he always takes his plane out and he always seems to crash it. Like, I know he does a bunch of rescue missions as well, which most of the time they're pretty successful, I think, but a lot of the times I've heard, or I hear on multiple occasions, he takes his planes out and then crashes them.
Yeah, that's Disney was like, let's just kill him off in the movies, man. We can't risk this.
Cameras can-
The
Okay.
specific
It's a
one was
liability.
crashes during takeoff. So, like, I don't know if that, like, changed. You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah.
not, like, on the landing. It's, like, on the... But
Right.
anyways, that's fake, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so Dovy got it.
Okay, you ready? Woman uses Tinder to prank dozens of men into dating contest.
Real.
Yeah, well, I really hope that's real.
Uses
So-
Tinder to
Press
prank
A.
dozens of men into dating contests.
So, in other words, she just like got all these guys to be a part of a fake dating contest, or were they all? I don't know, man.
Catfishing them? Is she?
I'm gonna say it's real. I need more details, but I think it's real.
I was about to say, people just catfish everybody like all the time, though. So,
Yeah.
like, isn't that real? I'm
Right.
guessing?
That just sounds like Tinder.
Yeah, I'm gonna go real too. I hate having all the same answer, but I am going real.
All right, you're all correct.
Nice.
It is real, thank goodness, because it's very funny. So basically, it said she used the Tinder dating app to prank more than 100 men into showing up for a date that turned out to be a Hunger Games style competition. I don't know why they used Hunger Games as the analogy here. I think like Bachelor is more accurate.
I think
for what
Battle
she did.
Royale would be
But
better. like a Fortnite game.
100 men just
So
like, show up and just
For a
put
date.
swords in the middle or
Yeah.
something.
she invited like a bunch of her Tinder matches to meet her in it was Manhattan's Union Square on Sunday for what they thought was a one-on-one date. And so instead she told them that they had to compete for a date with her. She disqualified the men who were under 5'10" and those named Jimmy, a name she dislikes. And then she asked the remaining contestants to perform push-ups and foot races.
Okay. I'd be like, even if I won, I'd probably be like, listen, I don't know. This seems a little bit hardcore. It's pretty funny, but that seems a little controlling. Like, let me just round up 100 men and make them compete for me.
But
like,
see, if you won out of that many men, I'd be like, honestly, like I earned it. I don't even know if I like you
true.
or attract, but heck, I'm going to go on this date. And I just feel bad for the guys that just randomly showed up and immediately you're out because you're below 5 or your name's Jimmy.
imagine that. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. Imagine showing up to a date that you think is going to be one-on-one and then 100 other guys.
I don't.
funny.
It wasn't like it said.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I
sure it was
think-
like 20 or something.
I forget how many. Yeah, it was just dozens of Tinder contacts is what it said. I don't know why
Okay.
it says 100 men at the top. I think that may be just how many.
Battle Royale.
Maybe she did it a couple times. Like I don't know. Anyways.
Well, Dovy's still winning, correct? 2-1 to 1.
All right. So, man jumps fence at LAX, does push-ups on runway. Police say.
That one is real.
You can't do that.
Yes, you can. He
Does
did.
push-ups? Why? That's the real man. That's hurts my brain.
Maybe real. Maybe he
can
like
do
tried to
push-ups
impress
anywhere.
somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, his last-ditch effort, like instead of holding the boombox, he decided to run onto the runway and do push-ups.
Maybe
I'm going real.
real.
I'm gonna go fake.
Yeah.
Okay, and it is real. Yeah, but basically he just like hopped the fence. Jumped the fence, ran onto the runway and did push-ups and was taken into custody within like 2 minutes.
But for him to get that far anyway, something's wrong here.
Was there a motive or anything? Or was it just
Was he trying to impress somebody?
Yeah, it really doesn't say. I guess he was just like, you know what, that'd be kind of funny to do. Like, I'm gonna go do that.
Guys are like that.
I guess.
We do stuff like that. Like, I'm just gonna like do some push-ups on the runway.
Yeah, maybe he lost like What Are the Odds or something.
Right.
Probably.
Well, one more. Katie,
Yeah.
as we're all tied up, I believe.
All right. 6-foot plate of spaghetti and meatballs breaks world record. So,
6-foot plate of spaghetti and meatballs.
breaks
That is so
world-
fake. There's no way that's the world record
You
for
think
the
it's
biggest
6.5?
spaghetti. I bet you it's like 30 feet or something.
30 feet. That's a
I bet you
30-foot
there's
plate.
a bowl of spaghetti as big as this studio.
Actually,
Somewhere
I'm
out
gonna agree
there.
with him. Yeah, there's probably something a lot bigger. That's really not
6
that
feet.
much.
I could make
honestly.
6 feet work.
All of us can, yeah.
Give me enough time. It wouldn't taste good, but it would technically be a bowl of spaghetti. That's a lot of spaghetti, but that's pretty doable. You can do that.
Well,
Fake.
I'm going to go real.
I think the loser of Real or Fake News should have to
Make a
make a
6-foot.
bowl of spaghetti and meatballs.
Is that a punishment, though?
Huh?
Is that a punishment?
That's gonna take some time. By yourself?
Oh, you don't get help?
Oh my gosh, I kind of take that back.
I'm going fake. Or no, I said real.
I said it was fake.
Real.
Yeah.
Which one, Josh?
I'm going real,
Okay,
Justin.
Okay.
Okay, well, it is fake. So, who knows what it actually. I wonder what the like world record would be for that, though. That'd be kind of interesting to look at.
Man, well, I mean, we can look it up.
Yeah,
we can
We'll
find
look
out.
up during
Yeah,
the break.
yeah. We'll figure it out.
Dovy, what's the score?
So, let's see. I've gotten 3 right. Justin's gotten 3 right. And Josh, you've gotten 2 right.
Bless his soul.
Yeah.
It's okay. I've won it before. I'll win it again here on the morning app. But we do have our relationship segment on the other side of the break, talking some zodiac signs. Still don't know what those are, but we'll figure it out here.
And now back to the morning app on 90.5 WASU.
Back here on the morning app, and that music can only mean one thing. It's time for our relationship segment.
Yeah, that got me. I see that coming.
It is about zodiac signs, and I guess your compatibility with said zodiac sign person, individual. And I know absolutely nothing about this. I barely know what a zodiac sign is. I've never looked into them. I couldn't tell you my zodiac sign. So I'm hoping you three will really carry me and teach
We'll
me.
educate you.
Well,
Yeah.
Please.
Do you want to talk about the spaghetti first?
oh, the
That is
spaghetti.
right.
We do have to mention
We promise.
the actual world record for the largest bowl of pasta. It weighed at 17,417 pounds and was 16 feet in diameter, and then 34 centimeters or 34 inches in depth. Depth, yeah.
Now-
That word.
couple
I was like,
que-
am I saying that right? Yeah.
Couple questions. How do you have a scale that can hold all that? Number one, that's my question. But
True.
and you got to move all that onto the
So-
scale as well. And then what if it blocks the numbers on the scale? Like, I don't know if it's just like a regular bathroom scale or.
See, and that's not the thing I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about why somebody was like, I'm gonna make the largest bowl of pasta in human existence.
Honestly,
know,
I want to
that's-
I just want to make the longest like bread now. I kind of want that because then
That's
I
gotta
could
be even
add
harder.
it to the pasta.
Because everybody loves bread. But also everybody loves pasta. So
It's that perfect
That makes sense.
relationship pairing.
Probably
which
just making
They
dinner.
probably have the same zodiac sign.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay, yeah, back to the zodiac sign.
Get it together.
the kid is
Yeah.
our expert. So
I wouldn't say expert, but I know like a little bit about it. But anyways, so the zodiac sign, it's basically whatever month you're born in. Like there's date ranges, but it's like which sign you are, and supposedly each sign, like a person born within that time frame, will have certain traits that are similar to other people born in that same time range. And so a lot, like a recent trend, especially with girls, I've noticed is looking up like a guy they're interested in to see what his zodiac sign is, to see if he would be compatible with them based on like purely just the zodiac sign, like just looking up. And so I guess that's what I was going to ask. Like, what do you guys think of that? Like zodiac signs in general? Do you do like...
funny because my girlfriend and I looked it up, and our signs are apparently one of the worst possible combinations that you could have.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, she's a Libra, and I'm a Cancer. So and that came up,
Dovy.
that was so funny. I was like, because I don't know how much I don't really believe in it 100%. I think it's
Yeah.
really fun.
Yeah.
She was really into it. So her explanation was like, well, you know, you're a guy Cancer and I'm a girl Libra. I think it mixed it the other way around or something.
So if the
That-
girl is the Cancer, yeah.
Yeah. So
No, it's interesting because one of my best friends is a Libra, and she's dated a few Cancers. And then she said that, I know that sounds weird to
That
say, like,
sounds
out of
terrible.
context,
No,
but
yeah.
a few of, like, the Cancer signs.
There we go.
And
That's
she, she's just had a really rough time. That's, like, the worst, like, guy she's dated.
crazy.
And she will refuse to date any more Cancers because it's just...
was she
sounds such a
really
thing.
into zodiac stuff?
Yeah,
Do you think
yeah.
that played an effect? Do you think people think about that and say, oh, well, this person's this sign. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to work out ahead of time, and then they fulfill the prophecy?
I don't think that's what it was in those situations for her. I think now that's probably more of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But before it was that she like was already too far in and then just like got screwed over like
Okay.
a couple times and then like was like, oh my gosh, never again.
So if someone goes to date your friend and she asks, "Oh, when's your birthday?" Mm-mm.
Yeah,
tell
automatically
me?
discounted.
No.
Gonna wait till we're good, like couple years in before I let you.
No,
on
because
that one.
it definitely is something like that's cool to look at, but I don't know about going completely based off that because it's, I don't know, I think that limits you because you never know. Like like you and your girlfriend, like that.
Right. We never knew until months in. We were very happy.
Yeah.
Not at all having
Are you
any.
guys fine now?
Yeah.
No, that's where it crumbled.
Yeah. No. Once we found out, like, no, it's over. No, like communication is like the most important thing. That's very easy. Everything is great. So we were just both flabbergasted.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
One of you is lying about your birthdays.
Right. A Russian
it is.
spy this whole time.
Well,
Yeah.
see, I just looked it up. I'm a Capricorn, and me and my girlfriend are also the same one. So
Oh,
I don't know.
really?
I don't.
Wow.
Is that good? I guess you're supposed to have the same one to be compatible, or is there?
Usually, I think if people had the same ones, it was not a good thing because then
Oh,
you'd be
cool.
too similar. Well, no, like I mean, like no, like because then, yeah, you'd just be too similar, I guess. But I assume it'd work out. It's just
Well,
like
I'm hoping.
no, yeah, no, but it's like not the best combination, I guess. But I don't think it's necessarily bad.
You can type it in.
Yeah,
Like
you can just-
Capricorn and Capricorn, and then
Yeah.
I just found it.
See what the
It's like,
compatibility. Yeah,
warning,
there you go. There you go.
And then so it's pretty easy to look up compatibility and
Yeah.
how it works, but
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, it's something that I think is definitely dangerous to only look at and like only consider, but it's also something I think when you're first really liking someone, I think you're just so like you just like the person so much you're not really considering that they have any faults at all. So I think that's one thing that may open your eyes to like, okay, I really need to think about, does this person have faults that are going to bother me in the long run, like
Yeah.
or just things that we already don't agree on
So
that
true.
may become a problem.
Yeah, I was
But-
about to say, some people, like, when it comes to zodiac signs, just take it more seriously than, like, others, honestly.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
just depends on the person. So.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're judging our relationship based on the constellation and the longitude and latitude and the stars.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yep. What on the other side of the break, we'll be wrapping up the show with a little board game news. Of course, we are big nerds, but we have an epic new board game out.
And now back to your favorite morning talk show, The Morning App on 90.5 WASU.
A music artist has a new game out back here on The Morning App. It is not Drake Bell. It is just the singular Drake, right, Dovy?
It's the Drake.
The Drake.
Of our generation.
The Drake Bell, the Josh Peck.
So check this out. How cool would it be to have your own Monopoly game? You know, think about what it would require for you to have your own Monopoly game. You'd have to have essentially a whole brand, you know, if you ever, because Monopoly has a couple different kinds of monopolies. You have anything from Doctor Who Monopoly, Star Wars Monopoly. I actually have a Lord of the Rings Monopoly. Oh, that's really fun. So if you can have your own Monopoly game, that means you've probably done enough in your life to be able to, I don't know, you've essentially created a whole world out of your product. And I think that's really cool. So Drake has his own Monopoly game right now. And so a couple of pictures came out as to like what is what. So for example, the chance cards are actually replaced by God's plan.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
The community chest is swapped out for duffel talk. The money, all the money has his face on it, and they're all different kinds of like versions of him. You know, you got the one where he's like bald. You got one with a big beard, no beard. He has a set of golden dice, obviously, and the pieces all represent stuff like the I don't know if this is OVO or OVO, the owl logo, the Bugatti, even Jimmy's wheelchair from Degrassi. Like, that is so funny.
Wait, was he on that show?
Yeah, he was. That was his like
the OG.
I think that was his first breakout. Yeah.
I never watched it. It was just always that like dramatic commercial that I always saw on like Nickelodeon. It was like, Degrassi, what drama's playing today?
Yeah, and it's so cool. I mean, imagine having that in your apartment. Oh, do you want to play a Dovy Monopoly game? You know, that'd be the craziest thing.
And just think about all the different like tokens you'd have to put on there, because it has to be about your life. So whatever you've done up to this point, Dovy, like those have to be the little slots that you buy.
Yeah, we're like if I had one. Like on the board game though, is it just like his songs or anything?
Oh yeah, so the property is like relevant to like all the lyrics and stuff that's in his song. I don't listen to that much Drake, so I wouldn't know these references. Let me see if I can find an example. So
still says like go to jail, right? Or is it like go to Toronto or something?
Right. It
that
does.
is jail.
It says the property cards are location significant to his career. So Soto, a restaurant he spoke about in 5 a.m. in Toronto. Some, stuff like that. I just think that's so cool. If you could have your own board game, because if I had a board game, it would probably just be life and the catch is that everybody loses in it.
You roll one dice. Oh, you lost.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that Drake did it because it seems like something Kanye West would like definitely have done.
Oh, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
Drake beat Kanye to it though.
Yeah.
Well, what if they played a game of Monopoly for the right to first come out with it? They both like were talking one night and they're like, hey, I think it'd be really cool. Like, I'll play you for it.
It would
Drake
actually
just happen to win.
Because a lot of rappers, a lot of musicians now are also entrepreneurs. It'd be kind of cool to see them all play a game of Monopoly, on a live stream or something.
I'd watch. Or another, I don't know. I can't think of any other board. Risk, the game of Risk.
Risk.
You know how that'd be. That might rip a couple people apart. But
Uno.
I mean, be on the lookout for that Drake board game, because you can be the proud owner of it. And on Friday, we'll be back here on the Morning App, talk some more interesting topics.